Good morning, you guys. Or good evening, wherever you are watching this. This is sad ZodiacTea for Kobe Bryant and I just had to go look into their cards because I was a fan of Kobe's. And yes, um, I want people to take this reading and take it seriously. This is not. I don't want this to be disrespectful. This is not disrespectful to his family. I'm just looking at his life cards, and I'm going to give you what I came up with from actually just looking into his cards based on his age at the time of his passing. So with all due respect, I would like to have a moment of silence, please, for Kobe. All right, you guys. Now we're going to get into the tea of basically what his cards were for his cycle. For my clients that get a reading from me that finally subscribed or not, y'all know how I do it. For those of you who don't, then hopefully this video will open up your eyes to how I conduct my works. Everyone has major cycles, everyone has mini cycles, and it starts from Mercury on down to your Neptune. So I had to go into his chart. Okay, you guys. So he was in his Mars major cycle, okay? Currently, he passed away in his Mars major cycle. And your Mars is all about aggression, and being passionate and pursuing what you really want to do. You take that period. So Kobe Bryant's personal Mars period every year, everyone's Mars period is the same. But for Kobe Bryant, his Mars in particular is from December 5th to January 27th. Okay, that is his Mars period. His birth cards, based on the system that I use, his birth cards was the 3 of clubs and the 3 of spades, making him a double 3, which a 3 in numerology is very creative, okay, very fluent with ideas. So this is a very creative person in the pursuits he partake on, okay. That was his birth card and his rising cards, okay. And those cards cycle through many cycles and major cycles throughout our lives. So when someone passed away, I automatically go to the Pluto cards. Automatically, I go to the Pluto cards for the year. So for his year of age 41, he had 4 Pluto cards, okay? And those 4 Pluto cards was the Queen of Diamonds. They have 2, it's 4 bad cards, but it's 2 Plutos and 2 displacements. I'm so sorry. I'm all over the place because I'm still emotional about this tragedy that literally just happened yesterday. Basically, you have 4 bad cards throughout the year that you have to overcome, and lessons and things of that nature. And 2 are in the Pluto position, and 2 are in the displacement position. Okay, so at his Pluto, he had the Queen of Diamonds and the 5 of Spades, and the disposition, he had the 7 of Hearts and the 5 of Spades. So those are the things that he was going to have issues with this whole particular year, okay? I will get back to that in a second. Also, he was currently, like I said, in his Mars major cycle of his life for that particular year, of his year 41, and that cycle was from December 5th to January 27th. And those 4 cards was the 7 of Hearts, 2 of Clubs, Jack of Hearts, and the Ace of Hearts, okay? Now I'm going to explain to you what he was presently going through at that cycle. So with these cards, I'm going to repeat again: 7 of Hearts, 2 of Clubs, Jack of Hearts, and Ace of Hearts. If he was a client of mine, I would have been asking him, who are you trying to get away from? Who are you? Is someone that you just have to let go. They're not making you happy. The Seven of Hearts is saying that you have to let them go. It's someone close to you, either his wife or a relative. He had to let go. They wasn't bringing him any happiness, and there were betrayals along the way. So either he took those betrayals, and those betrayals could have been of any nature, okay? Because what people consider as a betrayal is personal, okay? So whatever betrayals he felt, he felt like he was taking sacrifices, so he decided to go be a playboy. This card represents playboy and sacrificial tendencies in this period, because we're in Mars. He was in his Mars major cycle. Okay, so this is indicating he is falling out of love with someone, and he's tired of making sacrifices, and he was aggressively seeking a new affair, and whoever he was running away from, he constantly had arguments with them, represented by so this person was not a healthy person for him, and he had to learn how to just get rid of him, or he was trying to be passionately pursuing and trying to break the news that, hey, I'm falling out of love with you. It's time I just love you from a spiritual standpoint. I'm tired of making on you. I don't know if he told the person that I'm looking for someone new, but this card definitely indicating a passionate aggression towards a new love affair. Okay, a tendency to just go towards someone else. He's trying to find his happiness somewhere else because he's tired of the drama where he is. He's tired of that person betraying him in certain ways, and he's being the playboy, seeking that affair in somewhere else. Okay, that's what he was going through. Okay, that was his cycle. Okay, now I'm going to talk about basically his loan cycle for the whole year. Let's notice the cards. That was just for his cycle, the cards that we just discussed, basically from December 5th to January 27th. This is what he had for the whole year. Now, this is not all. It's like his Venus, his Mars, and all that, etc. When I'm looking for passing away, I'm always looking towards Pluto and displacement, and then I look in the Saturn placement. And I will tell you, I would explain his mini Saturn inside of that later. But he has a double 5. He is definitely, this Seven of Hearts appear again. He is definitely not happy where he is, and it's represented by a woman, okay? So this woman is very money hungry, and she's not in it for love. She's probably in it because of the financial stability that he can provide, okay? I don't know what his wife does. I don't even know his wife's name. I don't know her birthday. If it gets deeper and someone requests me to do a video of that nature, I probably would, but I'm just looking into Kobe Bryant's cards, okay? So basically, a woman was making him unhappy, and this is for the whole year of his 41. So that's probably why he was going out, seeking that affair with that Ace of Hearts, okay? And that's probably why he picked up on the playboy tendencies, and he was tired of making those sacrifices to be in his relationship in front, like he was happy, and he really wasn't. Okay, he was tired of the arguing or whatever the case may be. Now, this is representing his Pluto for the whole year in his displacement. Now, let's get to the 5s. If he was a client of mine, I would have told him do not travel. When you have a 5 of spades and Pluto, that means you want to travel, you yearn to travel, but when you're traveling, you will always have difficulties along the way. There will always be some drama or some type of issues going on that will conflict the traveling tendencies that you wanted to have and to enjoy and to experience. Be it that the car ran out of gas or something, some type of bull crap is going to come up, technical difficulties or whatever the case may be. And as far as I'm concerned, is the way he went, I'm thinking that helicopter was not up to date mechanically, okay, to fulfill the whole trip. And that's when it lost, and he didn't get a tune-up on that helicopter. It's 5 of spades. You do not travel when the 5 of spades is in Pluto position. Remember, spades was in the Pluto position. So Pluto is darkness. 5 of spades is travel. So there's going to be darkness surrounding his travel. Now, if his 5 of spades was in Jupiter, Jupiter is the grand planet of gifts and blessings, then his travels would have been blessed throughout the year. By his 5 of spades being placed in Pluto, his travels were not blessed throughout this year, okay? I want to make that very, very clear. The 7 of Hearts represent his displacement. He's getting tired of where he is. He just have to let people go and love them from a distance. You know what I'm saying? And he have the 5 of spades twice, one in Pluto and one in displacement, meaning really don't go nowhere on the road. Like literally, you have to try to make everything come to you when you have these cards. And the other Pluto, this a female, she either has a diamond birth card or she just money hungry in general. Okay. And also, it also indicates, if that's not the case of her being money hungry or just not there for love, it also indicates that he personally probably has to watch out for spending too much of his money. Okay. Because like I said, Pluto is darkness. Queen of Diamonds represents a woman that wants to be extravagant and indulgent. So maybe he had to really be mindful of his spending habits for the year, his current year of 41. Rest in heaven, Kobe Bryant. So now everyone has major cycles, like I said, from Mercury all the way to Neptune, which is the ending cycle, and it begins again in Mercury on your birthday. And like I said, Kobe Bryant was presently in his Mars period. And I'm going to say the period again for those of you who didn't catch it. His Mars period every year is from December 5th to 1st 27. So you have a major, he was in his major Mars cycle, but also within the major cycle, you have a mini cycle. Okay, and then you have this mini cycle that starts all over again. But it's a mini cycle within the huge cycle, if you guys understand numerology and how that works. I went to his mini cycle and I pulled out the cards that I found were standing out. First of all, his mini Mercury cycle, that's Mercury, it controls your communication and fast travels. 9 of Clubs, it was a sudden trip and it ended fast. And it probably wasn't a trip that they planned. It probably was like last minute. Yeah, we're going to get up. We're going to go here. It was very quick. And 9 of Clubs, and that is a disturbing news. Okay. Because it's a 9, it's ending and it's going to be quick because of the Mercury. Also in Venus, he has that 5 of Spades again. It pops up again. Basically, that's how his love life is basically going or whatever. And the things that you're going to enjoy doing, but it also represents the love life. We see a 9 of Spades. That means death and ending. Okay. So it's the death of a love. So he's really trying to get away. He's trying to probably come up with this news of how he's going to break it to his family or whatever the case may be. And it's his emotion. He needs to just end it already. The 5 of Spades speaks of changing of locations. He probably using locate. And then another thing. See, this Queen of Diamonds again. I didn't put a square on it. But that's popping out again. He's trying, anymore, you guys. It was over. Like, we don't know what's really going on behind the scenes, behind closed doors. For anyone that come to this reading and be like, oh, she trying to say that look, I am not trying to say that they had a very tumultuous relationship or anything negative. All I am doing is saying what I see in his cards. That is it. Okay. And according to what is on here in these cards, he was tired of her. He wanted to end it off with her. Mars, 2 of Hearts. In his Mars period, inside of his mini Mars cycle, within the major Mars cycle, arguing. 2 of Hearts, passionately arguing with someone. 5 of Hearts, changes of hearts. That the Jack of Hearts again, making the sacrifices. He wanted to make the sacrifice. The 4 of Hearts, I highlighted that because he wanted his family. Maybe he just didn't, maybe he just didn't know how to say it because he really probably see the smiles on his girls' faces or whatever the case may be. And like, my wife, but he was getting tired at that point. But he was passionately pursuing someone else. Okay, and the heated argument is reflected again by the what other card he had in there? The arguing card, Clubs. That is a bad card to have in Mars. You have to watch your mouth with that. You're going to have a lot of heated arguments when you have the 2 of Clubs in your major Mars cycle. Okay, now I'll be back down to the mini Mars. It's definitely an affair has been going on. In his mini Jupiter cycle, he had the King of Hearts. He was being a good father at this time. He was enjoying being a father. So if his daughter was on that helicopter, then he was probably doing something that they were going somewhere to an event. Or somewhere that, it was just him, it was other people on the plane, from my understanding, from the news reports. But they were having a good time, and he was enjoying being fatherly at that moment, okay? But reflected in this, we see the death card in his Saturn. The mini Saturn, you see the 9 of Spades. That means that all of this happiness and pursuing another relationship, the strong possibility of that which did happen, it's there. It's present, you guys. It's in his card. The 9 of Spades is there in his mini Saturn period within his major Mars cycle. Okay. And the Neptune, well, his Uranus, let's talk about that. Whoever he was seeing, if he were seeing someone, they were making him very happy. Uranus or Uranus, however you want to pronounce it, that's the planet of weird, eccentric, unexpected things. So this person was bringing him unexpected emotions, unexpected happiness, and peace and harmony. It was unexpected, and he enjoyed it, okay? And the Neptune, I really don't see anything sticking out. But in that Pluto, again, in his mini Pluto, inside that cycle, we have the Six of Spades, which is karma. So the Six of Spades, it's all about karma. So you have to get back what you put out. Even though, cheating is bad or whatever the case may be, we don't know all the circumstances. And the karma card, he just happened to have it at the wrong position. He had it at his mini Pluto, and that's karma. So if you're out here something bad, it reflected back. And then especially in his Saturn, we have that Nine of Spades. So the passing away was highly, highly, highly likable, which actually did happen. I'm just so emotional all over the place because these cards are amazingly accurate. And like I said, I do this for a living, and I was a fan of him. At first, I wasn't going to come on here and do this, but I was requested by several people. I'm like, my channel not even, popping like that, but I'm like, I'll do it anyway, I guess. And, I just wanted to furthermore explain that this card system that I go by is very accurate. The nines are all over. It was going to indicate endings, okay? Nines and fives indicates major changes and major endings. So he had... and then with Mercury, when you have a 9 in Mercury, that's like an accident, and it's sudden and it's unexpected, of course, and it happens really fast. Okay. Then we have his love life. He's ending. He is already ended. He wanted to end something. Either he ended it with the girl he was having an affair with, or he wasn't happy with the wife. I'm saying I feel like he wasn't happy with the wife because the long range card, going back to the Pluto, that's for the long range. He been with this person, and he from the person to change and traveling. OMG. If he was a client of mine, I would have told him, please do not plan any travels. This is not the year. That's what I tell my clients, especially if they have anything that's bad in Pluto. Hey, don't plan on going anywhere. You're going to Disney World with your family? Save that for next year. This is not a good year to go. You're not going to have a good time. Something's going to happen. And unfortunately, people don't even know about the system. People don't even know about the cards, and they definitely don't know how to play them right. But like I said, within this cycle, he had the Jack of Hearts. So he was being a playboy. He had the Ace of Hearts, pursuing that other affair, or whatever the case may be, some kind of way within this period. I'm not saying specifically on that trip. I'm just saying within this period. His period is from December 5th to January 27th. So he could have done that on any day. Okay, those were the major cards in this cycle, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to show you guys those cards again, so I can explain again for those of you that are new to the system. Like, people use tarot cards, I don't. So like I said, he was in his major Mars cycle. Think about it. Mars is aggression, okay, and just being, and then you could get angry so easily and agitated. So arguments, watch out for arguments around this time. He probably was having them. Pursuing a new love affair, trying to get away. He wasn't happy. He had to let someone go. And he was tired of just making those sacrifices. That's when he was doing in his major Mars period. Okay, you guys. Then he had this card appear. This is the card of debt. They have two cards in this deck that strongly indicates debt. And that is 5 of Spades, 9 of Spades, and the Ace of Spades. I just want to let you know. So if you was to ever get a reading from me, and one of those cards pop up, I will let you know immediately. Be on the lookout. But anyway, in Kobe Bryant's situation, his debt was involving traveling, and he had both of those cards. Okay, 2 times. Okay, 5 of Spades in Pluto, 5 of Spades in displacement. That's twice. Okay. And then he had the 9 of Spades in the Venus position. And then again, he had the 9 of Spades in Saturn. Saturn, it represents restrictions. What's going to happen in this period? Sickness, ending of a job, debt. Okay. So, for example, let's just say he did not pass away. Well, then he probably would have caught a badass flu or something. Or a stomach virus. Anything of that nature. In Saturn, he didn't have good cards. Okay. He had the 3 of Spades. This also indicates illness and sickness as well. And stress. So he had those two. But specifically, I want to point out the 9 of spades, which indicates, death or ending transformation into the next life, or transformation into a new form of life. And we all know what happened, okay, in the helicopter. So, and I would basically say, and wrap this up, he's passing away was due to a karmic energy that he was under, that he was fully unaware. I'm pretty sure he was unaware of that. So it was a karmic situation, and he was under a karmic energy, and he had no business traveling. But since he traveled and he was under those bad energies of traveling, the helicopter whirled out the sky and had some malfunctions, because anything with 5 of spades, it's just not a good influence to travel under. He was trying to get away from whoever he was in love with and distance himself, and probably using travel as a way to get away. And this woman he's not in love with this woman, another affair. Now, with all due respect, I had to look up that baby Gianna's cards, okay? And with all due respect, I am not going to do her full cycle. Actually, I wrote out her mini cycle and her full cycle on here, and I glimpsed it quickly, and I did see that her cards tied up with her father's, and that was a karmic event that they had tied together. This, like I said, this is not to offend anyone. I did see some of the same cards in her cards, and I'm not going to go through her life and her cycles. First of all, she is underage, and I'm not going to disrespect the family, okay? Especially when you're dealing with talking about a minor. I don't want anyone coming for me, and I will not discuss her cards on this channel. Maybe someone else will do it, but not me. But as far as Kobe Bryant, well of age, and rest in heaven, my soul brother, rest in heaven, baby Gianna. But that was what I had on this. And that is what I took from it. Love affair going wrong, travels going wrong. That was actually in his life. And he just made, the wrong decision to just travel within this cycle. And for his situation, basically the whole year of 2020 would have not been the traveling situation for him. All right, you guys, that's the tea on Kobe. Hope you like and share this video. Have a good day.